Hey, this is Stacia, and I'm going to show you my round one game played recently at the Parma Chess Club. And, well, I can tell you that this night I had a tremendous result, starting with this game. Um, you can see that I'm much lower rated. My rating has been lower than it's been in a while. It's been a little bit concerning to me, but not too much. But now this night I bounced back and gained, I kid you not, over 160 rating points in one single night, which is, tell me if I'm wrong, but I think it's sort of unheard of for an adult. I mean, kids do it, but for an adult, it's not normal, let's say. And I certainly don't do this often. I don't think I've ever had a jump this high, in fact. So, not since I was 1200 and went up to into the 1400. So, let's go ahead and look at the game. Now, the interesting thing that you'll notice is that I don't play particularly well, but I'll talk about that a little bit later. So e4, e5, knight f3, knight c6, and bishop to c4. We have the Italian game here. And my opponent played bishop e7, which is the Hungarian defense. Now, normally I would play d4 here, and I would expect something like takes and knight takes. And I'm going to pull up and just see what the main line is here. And from here, I guess they go d6. Oh, actually, you know what? After d4, actually I would expect d6. That's what I would really expect here. And then in this position, I can take, that's the Lichess database. Wow, it's the master database too. I guess this is the main line, which is kind of interesting to me because we're inviting a trade of queens, and I don't like it as much as usual because there's a couple ways to take back without losing castling rights, and I would definitely expect bishop takes, and then after knight to c3. I feel like black's gonna castle and be just fine. So the main line is bishop e3 apparently, and an a6. A6 guarding against this potentially. Okay. But the win rate for white is very high, which is kind of surprising. Yeah, wow. The win rate for white is very high. But if I ask the engine, which I will now, yeah, it says, white's got an edge. So I can't tell you why that is. I suppose black's pieces are a bit passive, and white's a little ahead in development. So, okay, actually, that's very instructive because before looking at that, I would not go into that necessarily, but now I will. That actually doesn't look as drawish as I thought. So after bishop b7, though, in the actual game, I played d3. And it's hard for me to explain this move because I don't know. I just I felt like playing it for some reason. So anyway, in hindsight though, if I'm going to play d3, or if I'm thinking about d3, I don't think I need to commit this right away. Like, why not castle? Like, castle looks like a decent move. If black wants to go d6, now I can choose. Do I want to go d3? Do I want to go d4? Do I want to go c3? I guess, like, as committal as castling is normally, I think it's actually a flexible move here because we have not committed our pawn structure over here. We can decide what we want to do. Actually, I remember what I was thinking now. I was honestly planning d3, bishop e3, knight c3, and like queen d2, or queen e2, and castles queenside. That's what I was planning. Turns out this is a terrible idea, though. I actually can't even go through with it, and as you'll see. So, okay, d3, though. Okay, so after knight f6, I was like, okay, like, I played d3, but, like, oh, man, I just realized I've never played this before, and I don't know any of the plans. Like I was getting glimpses of what the plans look like when I'm black. I never played this before, so what am I doing? So I guess we'll find out. So I went a3. Okay. I don't like this move. I mean, I criticize other people for playing like this, and I did it myself. I missed a very obvious thing here, which is I was wondering about knight a5. I was like, knight a5 is going to attack my bishop. Maybe I should play a3 now. Like, it seems slow, but like it's probably okay. That's what I thought. But I kind of failed to see that I could just play a normal move here. I could play castles or knight c3. If they go knight to a5, they do not have d6 in yet. I can take. Like, I can just win a pawn. So yeah, a3 is just a complete, I mean, inaccuracy / mistake. Like, it just wastes time for no reason. So yeah, I'm playing, my last two moves were quite awful so far. Castles, bishop e3. Yet another mistake that a coach of mine, pointed out to me. I didn't necessarily think this was a mistake, but he pointed out to me that, especially since I'm playing slowly and passively, black could potentially get d5, attack the bishop there. Also, there's knight g4. Also, there was something else. Oh, I remember. It was d5 takes, knight takes d5 will now come with tempo on my bishop. So yeah, lots of reasons to not play this. Really, he said the bishop either belongs on c1, it should just stay there for a while, or g5 is okay. So okay, I learned that, but like I said, I never played this structure before. So I was making it up. Okay, and to his credit, I mean, he is 1910 rated. Rich Gideon decided to take advantage of my weird play and just go for d5 right away, which makes a lot of sense. Breaking in the center before I'm ready. His king is castled after all. Mine is not, so I take, and here's another moment that my coach did not like at all. He's like, what are you doing? When you play this in the Roy Lopez or the closed Italian or whatever, your light square bishop is your best piece. It pins the F pawn. You even made a square for it. And now you're trading it. Yeah, okay. So I don't know where my head was at the beginning of this game. But this is how I played. And I did so rather quickly. Unfortunately, I feel like in rapid chess, playing the beginning of the game quickly is usually a good idea, even if you're not playing good moves. But of course, I would like to learn from it. If I'm not playing good moves quickly, I want to play good moves so often that I can also do them quickly. That would be nice. So yeah, I'd take. But really the reason was I wasn't so sure about allowing this. It's kind of my good bishop. If you look at my pawns, that was my thought at least. But this bishop is quite strong. So I did realize this, but I took anyway. And I thought, okay, I'm going to get a tempo with knight c3. I'll probably be a little bit worse, but it'll be a game. That's what I was thinking. Also, I've seen Rich Gideon play. He's not the aggressive type. He tends to play hyper modern chess, and he likes to create counterplay when you lash out. So there was a method to my madness, although it really is just madness, and black could crush me here. So queen e6. Yeah, and already here I was getting nervous because I feel like f5 is coming. F5 could definitely come, followed by like e5, maybe even f4, tempo on the bishop. Like, I was not liking that. Also, it's difficult to know what to do with my knight. I wanted to castle queenside, but that's going to be hard to accomplish. Anyway, I went queen e2 just to stay flexible. And he went a6, which at first I scoffed. And I was like, oh, of course he would give me my tempo back, because I played a3 and now he gave it back with a6. But no, I actually think a6 is a good move. I'm going to check with the computer now to see if I'm right. Okay, computer doesn't list it as the top 3. Oh, but when I play it, it doesn't really subtract any advantage. It still gives minus 0.94 for black. And the reason I thought a6 might be good once I thought about it is, okay, he kind of realized that I was going to castle queenside. And he's like, hey, if you want to do that, I'm going to go b5, followed by b4. And your little a3 move you did earlier for your bishop, that bishop's not around. And now that pawn's just a hook for me to attack. So please, please proceed with your plan to castle queenside. So that is what I got from this move, a6. So I just was like, okay, fine, I'm going to castle kingside and deal with f5, because f5 will come. So he went queen g6. I think the idea is bishop h3. And I don't have knight h4 because of bishop takes h4. So that's kind of a threat. So I went knight to e1. I don't know about this move either. So I'm playing a pretty bad game of chess so far. But this is the night where I gain 160 rating points. So let's see what happened, right? I went knight e1. Now, I don't think this is a good move. I think maybe king h1 is the way to go here. I see the engine doesn't like that either, but king h1, it's going to have to be played at some point, because I do need to go knight e1 and probably f4. At least that was my idea. Because if I don't do that, I don't know what I'm doing. Computer gives knight d2. Different way to... Wow, doesn't that... I mean, what is that? What about bishop h3? Okay, computer says, don't worry about that, you're fine. You can play f3, you can play f4. Idea to defend the g-pawn with the queen. Or the thing it likes the best, queen f3. Okay, I'd be very nervous to play this way because I'm sort of inviting this or this followed by this. So, but in the meantime, it is a threat. So we're covering g2, we're checking the bishop. Okay, interesting. Yeah, but in that game, knight e1, bishop e6, I thought was a little passive. I was not afraid of that. Okay, rook d1. And idea is maybe I can try to get d4. Okay, but here and then yeah, here I go king h1. This move's okay. f5. Okay, so my fears are coming true, f5, but I calculated something. I was planning to meet f5 with f4, which is what I did. And okay, it's a critical moment in the game. If you want to pause your video and see if you can find the best move for black in this position, go ahead and do so now. Okay, so I did peek at the engine, but then I turned it off. I was worried about some stuff here. Um, for one, I thought, okay, what if because he can take or push. And I thought if he takes, okay, maybe I can take here. Let's see. If I do take, I'm on that pawn. I'm not sure I would even take it, but I'm on it. Oh, it's the computer. It says now knight d4 was taking correct. Yeah, it is. Okay, I thought so too. And knight d4 and okay, queen f2. Something like this happens in the game too. But more than pawn takes, I was afraid of this move. Because I mean, I'm passive. My knight's not all that great. This knight on e1 is not great. This move temporarily shuts the knight in. Now I could take, but it feels like I'm not ready for that kind of action. Like, okay, let's just say a take. I feel like black has a couple nice options here. Number one would be to take this way, but also to throw in this. So I'll ask the computer. It says rook takes d1. Yeah, and if I take with a queen, they can take here now. That's annoying. They're guarding it. Yeah, okay, what do I do? I could try knight d5. I could try rook f2. Anyway, it just, I can just feel it that white is worse here, right? I mean, we're definitely just worse. So, but in the game, after f5, f4, my opponent played knight d4, which I was kind of happy to see because, well, okay, he's attacking my queen, but I could even take, or I could play queen f2, and then that pawn's hanging. So I was dreaming of taking it. So queen f2, c5 I thought was a little weird. I was expecting something a little more forcing, something like, well, I guess he can't really take now because I'm on that. And yeah, I don't know. Is this still, this isn't a move either. The pawn has to guard the knight. Yeah, this is what I saw during the game. This is why I played queen f2. Remember this. Okay, so he went c5 to protect the knight. That makes a lot more sense now. So I take the pawn. I'm like, hey, if I'm worse and my knight's on e1, like, I do want the pawn at least. Like, give me that. So bishop g5. Yeah, and here I feel like maybe he missed the boat. It felt like he had some better options here. But what? I don't know. Yeah, I'm not exactly sure now that I look at this. What could they do? If they retreat the knight, I will take and win another pawn. If they, what about this? Is this anything? If here, oh god, I'd be so scared. But we can take, I think. Let's see, takes. Can they attack the pinned bishop? Certainly with this move. Okay, then what? G3? Interesting. If G3, bishop H3, rook G1. Oh, I don't know about that. Okay, let's look at that real quick. If here, I would kind of expect this G3, and I said bishop H3. Yeah, the computer's giving it. Okay. If I go rook g1, there's queen h6, right? That looks annoying. So I should actually go knight to g2. I might actually play this move because it kind of makes sense. Getting my knight back in the game, protecting that again. If they take, they lose their 2 bishops. Okay, anyway, I would be concerned about that kind of line because you got to make sure it doesn't lose. I saw f4, I thought it was going to be played. Instead, bishop g5, and a huge wave of relief came over me because this is much easier. I take, he takes, knight f3. I'm forking stuff. This is going to force a trade. Now, you know, if you are passive and cramped, then trades are your friend. So this move is great. Yeah, and also I'm up a pawn, so trades are my friend for that reason too. So queen g4, I take, takes, knight e2. Now I'm on that pawn. The queen and rook are defending, but this queen's a bit vulnerable. I can play things like h3. I can try to trade the queen. Okay, so he goes here, and knight f4. Yeah, and here I was really feeling a lot better about my position. He does go g5. I take, queen f3. So I will tell you that I was well under a minute at this part of the game because I think queen f3 is just a blunder. Right? Like I'm just blundering my e-pawn. I don't see why I did this now. But I moved very fast, so I recreated this notation after the game. I would expect takes here, and if I try rook f1, can they go f4? I guess here I can try to break this down with maybe g3, because if they take, we want a rook. Yeah, I did see something like this, but unfortunately, doesn't really work. I mean, it's not like they have to take that. They can just go here or something, you know, just I don't know. But yeah, queen f3 is not the move I would play now. Instead, you know, I could just maybe just tech the queen, see where she wants to go. Like, okay, queen h5 and yeah, maybe just protect that. Makes sense, right? Because now if they go here, we actually do take this. Okay, but in the game, queen to f3, takes, and f4. So now rook e1 here. And I had an idea. I went first e6. He followed it. And now h4. And my idea was to try to tear down his kingside structure because I saw that if h6, I could go g3 and play it like this. And if he takes, which he did, I can take, he takes, I can play here. Now, if he takes my pawn, which he did, I have check. He has to move his king. Notice that going this way is a little bit risky, right? Like you have to deal with this kind of stuff. Not sure you want to do that, you know? Like we are both getting very low on time. And at the very least, I'm going to win that. But it's a game, you know, it's still a game for sure. So he goes to h7, which I was happy to see because now his king is cut off. So I trade and play rook d5. Now this is a move that I've analyzed since the game, and Brian Castro, my training partner, he pointed out a better move that I do like a lot, and it's the move rook to c5. Like his point was, why are you gonna let them just come to e2 or check you, then come to e2 and just take a pawn, like protect your pawn. Yeah, so rook c5 makes a great deal of sense to me, more than my move, because my move allows, yeah, rook e1 followed by rook e2. Now I actually was happy to see rook e1. He let my king kind of like start getting in the game like this, so that's good. Yeah, and here instead of b4, this is a much better move, isn't it? I take and defend the pawn. So okay, I was misplaying this a bit, but we definitely had seconds left, so this is just how it went. And okay, b4 here, I take the pawn, he goes there, checking my pawns. I bring my king up some more, and here was my idea. I thought if he takes rook g4, and haha, your king is not gonna get in, and my king is. And I should have winning chances here, or it's a draw. I don't know which, but winning chances, I would say, and then maybe it'll be a draw. So rook a4, though, I kind of missed, because here he just pinned my pawn and he can play a5. So, and not only that, I wanted to come up like this, of course. But if I do this, I actually lose the game because that's a skewer. So that's unfortunate. So, okay, so I just go king d2 to avoid the skewer. And he plays a5 because, I cannot take. My rook is hanging. Pretty annoying. So I just move and attack the pawn on b5, and he takes. King c3, king h6, rook g1. Okay, so I had a kind of a cool idea. My first idea was to go king c3 because he can't advance his pawn or I win a rook. So that was the first idea. Second idea was, since he can't advance that pawn, I'm going to attack it. Let's go. Let's go like that. So, okay, I tried it. So king h5, rook a1. And, I mean, honestly, I was scared here. I mean, he's up a pawn somehow. And, and then he played this move. I'm not sure what he saw there, but yeah, unfortunately, that is just a time pressure blunder. We were both very low in time. And, yeah, I took the free rook. And then he resigned. And that was that. So, yeah, so what's the story of this game? How did I play so badly and still get a good result against someone so much higher rated than me? Well, I played the opening quickly and badly, but eventually came a critical moment. And in that critical moment, I calculated well enough to give him problems. So I calculated, f5 coming, and I planned f4. And so when this happened, it was difficult for him to figure out how to proceed. I mean, me too, but I was afraid of e4, I thought. Yeah. Instead, we got this. And after queen f2, now it feels like the initiative is already kind of switching. Because I take the pawn. And yeah, bishop g5. Like, I mean, I don't blame him. It's hard to play. It's hard to find the right move here. I'm not even sure what it would be. But bishop g5 is not it. I can just take it and trade. So, but I'm not sure what he should have did either. So what happened in this game is that, sadly, it's not the way I want to play chess, but I played a little faster, a little more practical, and then really the result came in this ending where I was under a minute for starting back. Yeah, I was under a minute starting here. And I played this entire game in time pressure under a minute. And I just played faster than I usually do and more accurately than I usually do, meaning I didn't blunder anything in one move, basically. And I could see its simple tactics. And did I play perfect? No, but I kept the pressure on because when we first went in time pressure, I had like under a minute and he still had like 2 or 3 minutes. I think 3. But as it went on, he managed to get as low as me. And, psychologically that's hard to deal with because I've played against players like that where I'm ahead, I'm ahead on the clock. I've got 3 minutes. They've got 15 seconds. And then I keep playing and playing and playing, and they think on my time. And before I know it, I'm at 15 seconds like them. And I need to make the switch into like just a blitz mindset and play well. Or not even well, but just play moves that don't lose and play them quickly. Yeah, and so that is the story of this game. I'm going to tell you that I believe the reason I won this game is not because I played better chess, because I certainly didn't, but because I've been practicing a lot of easy tactics and doing them more quickly. Things like Puzzle Rush, Puzzle Storm, and tons of mate and twos, just easy to medium mate and twos, not tough ones. But I actually believe that training I've been doing, coupled with the OTB training I'm doing, like on medium to harder problems, has made my calculation faster and has made me more comfortable in time pressure. So, I mean, is this the case or did I just have a lucky night? We don't know, but stay tuned because I will be back with round 2. Thanks so much for watching, you guys. Okay, bye.